Yeah.
Okay, we're recording now.
Yeah, I'm gonna repeat that. So they're talking about these people who are like, you have a video where it's like 4chan can hack a van.
The hackers on steroids news thing that came out like 2007, I think, was when that was made.
You think some guy watched it and said, hey, wouldn't this be cool for a video game? And that's where Watchmen comes from.
I was gonna say the people who went to work on CSI Law and Order SVU ended up. They watched
I
that.
saw the fucking Gamergate episode's opening. The guy says, Nazi, just like that. And I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm out. My God. But yeah, I really just want a picture of the same video. It was like, these people keep calling my house, threatening to kill me. And the grandma looks over, and it's just I laugh my ass off starts playing, but I LMAO over the phone speaker.
I thought you were gonna say your grandma looks over. There's a shotgun hanging on the wall behind her. She's like, I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
Picture some redneck, yeah, these fuckers on 4chan kept selling me pictures of cow porn, and little do they know.
I have to ask you to stop moving that around.
Oh, sorry.
I had to the last episode I was editing. I could just hear.
Fuck.
Every couple of minutes. So,
okay, I apologize.
Try to do your best.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just.
I might. I mean, if I was able to move it around a bit better, I could invest in those big arms that you can clamp to the sides of the table.
I'm just picturing fucking boom mic. Boom mic is one of my favorite words, even if it's even just the word like boom mic.
Yeah, I've actually thought about investing in boom mics, or actually before I got the mic, the regular microphones with the stands, I was considering lapel mics, but those are pretty expensive. I think this was one of the cheaper microphones, and it still sounds a lot better than our first setup.
Yeah. We've grown as a podcast. Quality, maybe.
Yeah, maybe for the 100th episode, I can get a lapel setup or something for the for when we do we have a live studio audience and everything. Be make it like the Eric Andre show, where we just go into an abandoned factory or warehouse, set up there, just have homeless people come in every 10 minutes. This is my house.
No, oh my fucking God, I'm just picturing. What abandoned build will we have, being in the Rust Belt?
Well, let's look at Lorraine. Oh yeah, there's 10 on that single block.
That block. I'm sorry. By the way, if you go online, you can pre-order Cyberpunk for $49, some shit like that, and I did. And I saw the Pacifica video. Have you seen that one?
Which one's that?
Pacifica is the setting. It's where they decided to try and build a lot of money into this place, and all the money left, so it's just rotten shit heaps. I'm like, wow, I could have lived there. Yeah.
Is that where the redneck with the cyber shotgun comes from?
Maybe it's the video of all the Haitian people.
Okay, because I remember the first trailer they released. They show all the locales, and there's one where it's a trailer park, and there's a guy with a trucker hat. Yeah. He's got a shotgun.
I want that character to be a companion. They call him Bubba 3.0.
Yeah. Speaking of RPGs, Outer Worlds is out right now.
I heard it's kind of good.
I've heard people say it's good. I saw Bro Team was playing the first couple hours of it. He was complaining about it, saying, "Oh, this is so slow," and da-da-da. But I think that's the same thing with a lot of Obsidian games, is that they start out really slow, but they it's a slow burn until a really good core game.
Yeah, it's stuff you play in New Vegas. New Vegas sucks until you learn, you shouldn't go that way, plastered with human bones and death claws. I once ran to fucking New Vegas being chased by a motherfucking death claw. Because it's just fast enough that you can outrun it.
Yeah. The death claw is pale in comparison to the cazadors.
Oh my fucking God. Yakety fucking sacks.
Yeah, they even poison robots, from what I heard.
It's acidic. It's acid venom.
Yeah.
That's my headcanon now.
That's a good explanation, I think. Speaking of robots, I want to talk about some movies.
Sure.
Last night, I saw Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 for the first time back to back.
Oh man, I was just thinking about Terminator. I saw the Peter Cullen trailer for them.
Oh yeah, for the originals?
Original, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's funny, like him and Don LaFontaine have the same kind of announcing voices. Don LaFontaine was the guy who did all the trailers, not just the action movies, but like comedies. Coming this summer, Rob Schneider is a stapler.
God.
You ever seen those from South Park?
Yeah, I fucking love those.
But the Terminator movies still hold up really well.
I think Terminator 2 is my favorite of it too.
Oh yeah, like Terminator 2 is more of a straight up action movie. I want to say Terminator 1 is more. It's almost a sci-fi thriller in its pacing.
It's weird, it's the element of this big scary robot's on our side now, and that's what I like.
Yeah, but you can tell even in Terminator 2 how much they took from slasher movies like Halloween, where it's the big tough guy who can't be killed is slowly chasing after the.
Did we ever do the thing where he gets stabbed in the neck and he pulls it out like that? I'm trying to think if they do in those two.
I mean, I saw it just the other night, so I should know. I think that did happen in the first one, or maybe the second one. I don't know, but like I think that something like that did happen. I keep thinking of the part in Terminator 2 where the T-1000 stabs the security guard through the eye with his finger.
Did you know that every time they had the two on stage, they used identical twins if it was copying someone?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Same. A couple of those twins show up in The Matrix, too. I mean, The Matrix, not The Matrix 2.
Mm-hmm. I mean, The Matrix 2 had twins.
Yeah, I mean, like, if there was like
extras, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. They did that weird thing where there was, like, multiple look-alike extras in the same shot, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it makes me think of Matrix Reloaded, some second Matrix movie, where you have all the Agent Smiths, and how I remember watching the behind the scenes for that, and they actually made Hugo Weaving masks for like all these different guys.
That's fucking awesome.
It was before like the part where like 100 of them come out of the buildings, and that's all CGI. But when it's just like Neo fighting against 5 or 6 of them, those were all like guys wearing masks.
Do you think anyone still owns those Hugo Weaving masks?
That'd be interesting.
Some guy fucking took one home, and he robbed the bank with Hugo Weaving.
Reminds me of the scene in Baby Driver. You ever seen Baby Driver?
No, I need to. It's on my to watch list.
So there's a part where they're saying, we're all gonna dress up as Michael Myers and rob this truck, but they all wear like Mike Myers masks. So, yeah.
God. Speaking of movies, I rewatched Men in Black the other night. The original.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
You know what I actually just noticed? I realized why they picked Will Smith to join when they decided he was the right fit.
Because he's black?
No.
He's a black guy in black? Which I think was one of the jokes in that.
No, what they did was there's a part where like they have him at the shooting gallery, and it's like the one alien here, and he picks the little girl.
Yeah.
And it was the correct answer. Mm-hmm. Because his reasoning fucking stands up.
Mm-hmm. And like he's the only one who gets the table to like fill out the form.
He fucking improvises. That's the guy you want on your team.
I mean, I think that they like Tommy Lee Jones K his like he says he's a hothead or something. Or no, I think it's Zed who says he's kind of a hothead. He's like he's perfect for his job.
I forgot Rip Torn was in the movie, and I've watched the review for like Freddy Got Fingered 3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm. So like I'm like, oh, you fucking animal! We were motherfucking those aliens.
Get the hell out of my scuba gear.
Get the hell out of my Men in Black suit.
We're not the one line that sticks in my head because Will Smith makes fun of him in the next scene. But he's like, "We're not hosting an intergalactic kegger here."
God, I love how when you do the impression, like if you have to do it, you have to make every part of your mouth move when he talks. Because that's how I think Rip Torn is one of my mom's favorite actors, and I can understand why. They're kindred spirits.
Yeah. It was neat watching the Terminator movies because just picking up or like just going to see who like all the quotes they're taking out of context for parodies and stuff just to see like what the context is behind all those,
like Out of the Box
or Hasta la Vista Baby.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to see the context and because after years of like watching Animaniacs reference
it's like the Psycho, like the stabbing scene, how it's a very minor part of a movie in hindsight.
Yeah. Of course, The Simpsons references like basically every movie from that era.
I'm waiting for Simpsons to do a reference to Valley of Gwangi. If they have a fucking lasso dinosaur joke, I'll write a letter to Matt Groening.
I feel like they've done that already. I mean, The Simpsons has done everything by now.
They actually have a complex computer algorithm that will parody every single product of media ever made.
I mean, that's for after the actors die, and they're all like voiced like that, like just taking sound bites.
It's Release 1000.
The Simps 1000. Like Springfield is gonna be like the Matrix now.
Oh my god. It would make a good horror setting in a way. This town would always resets.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, any setting like that where everything's the status quo every day, restarts to be exactly like the same, like the day before, except something different happens, but time doesn't progress.
I know how a lot of people don't like the Numo. I fucking love the joke about stealing the killer whale. Remember that joke where they fucking steal a killer whale to kill it and cook it up?
That's from what?
Simpsons. It's an episode. I don't remember what episode.
Okay.
I'm not that kind of Simpsons fan that can recognize what joke came out what season.
All right.
I just more or less remember him trying to steal a fucking killer whale to kill it and cut it up for sushi or some shit like that.
Okay, because I think I stopped watching The Simpsons right around like season 21. Might have been 25. But I grew up with season like 10. I think I started watching that in season 10. So I think it was like around 9 or 10 when I first started watching them.
Yeah.
I actually was revisiting some of the season 10 episodes. There's like some of them are still pretty good. There's like you can see it start to slowly dip in quality, but there's one in particular, the Valentine's Day episode, like Apu trying to impress Manjula, and then it's making all the husbands in Springfield look bad, so they decide to like sabotage, like his plans. But there's some good jokes in that one. But then there's like the the Simpsons Go to Japan episode, and like it's a lot worse than I remember. But
is it one of the historically bad episodes?
No, it's not. Nowhere near like season 20 or 22 or whatever. It's not in like the 20s bad, but it's you can see it like really start to sag, I guess.
It's showing its age.
Yeah. I think I was watching a one of many like Simpsons videos on YouTube, like the Simpsons. What caused the Simpsons to decline? Like the fall of the Simpsons, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they mentioned an interview with one of the writers on the Simpsons, and how he was saying each episode of a TV show is like 1 year or 1 year in a person's life. And that when you get to episode 100, then it's like a big celebration. But Simpsons is, like by that logic, like 600 years old. And it's like, it makes me think of New Vegas with Dr. House and that cryopod.
God.
Just like being this husk and just like his mind just deteriorating or whatever.
That, I want to do a complete overhaul on New Vegas, replace with Mr. House as Matt Growing.
No, replace him with Mr. Burns. I think of the because I watched this episode recently. It was the casino episode.
Yeah.
And where Mr. Burns basically turns into Howard Hughes, this germaphobe who's just losing his mind.
I have a question. If you do it, would it be too easy to have him go release the cyber hounds?
Oh, yeah.
God. If you ever want to play a good post-apocalyptic game, look up Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. It's a free-to-play roguelike. I can only sum it up as, this is the only game where you can play the Russian mob wife and punch your way through hordes of zombies with boxing skills, while a man behind you has an Uzi in one hand and a fucking machete and manages to miss everyone. It's amazing. It even has zombie moose. Team 4-Star is like really fucking relevant to almost any conversation. You can find a quote for it.
I don't really keep up with them, so some of the references kind of go over my head.
My favorite one is inject him with science. Delicious, savory science. Yeah, I realized this because in a chat I'm in, someone did an entire back and forth with just Team Store. Like, they just kept doing quotes of them. It's kind of like Red versus Blue.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, Red vs. Blue, I watched the first 5 seasons. To me, that's where it ends. I haven't really been keeping up with that. I think the last time I checked it out was the Monty Oum years, which was season 10.
Yeah.
Where it's basically just an action show with the occasional joke.
Does it work?
I mean, the action set pieces are pretty cool to watch, but
Do they still use Halo characters?
yeah, I mean, they're not like they're Halo models, but not like
That's what I meant, models.
right. They still use the models, but yeah, it's a. Whenever I bring up Monty Omen, it just makes me think of Red versus Blue, or no, of Ruby.
Ruby,
and just how much of a wasted opportunity that was. I mean, no disrespect to the guy, because R.I.P. and all that, but it makes me think like how much better Ruby would have been if you just cut out like 90% of the dialogue. Just make it like almost a silent. You ever seen Dead Fantasy? Which was his fan project of Final Fantasy meets Dead or Alive, and they're all the characters from both franchises put in this fighting tournament.
No, I need to now.
There's like no dialogue. The story's all told through visuals, and it's really interesting. He's not a great storyteller, but he's really really good at directing fight scenes. So
all I know about Ruby is the fight scenes and the monsters.
Yeah, like if they made the whole series like the trailers, then that would have been great. It would have been amazing. If you just had like the main four characters say like one or two lines of dialogue per season, that would have been great. But no, like the voices that they picked, they really great after a while.
Oh, but that's why I can't watch. That's why I can never watch Naruto. Because I only heard the dub voice a couple of times. That dub voice is burned into my ear retinas. Does that make sense? Like if my ears had retinas, that's all they'd hear.
Yeah. I heard that Boruto, the dub, they use the same English voice actor for Naruto in the original series. So he sounds like a 13-year-old, but like pretending to be a 40-year-old. Because I think that the voice actor for Naruto is a woman.
Oh man!
So it's sort of like what they try to do with what they do with Goku in the Japanese dub, where it's like you have an old lady playing Goku all through the years.
I need to see a picture of her because all I can imagine is like Martha Stewart with Goku hair.
And they're saying it doesn't work in English because with English, your inflection is different.
Yeah.
And Japan, it works better, I guess, in that regard. I think that they still do that in Japan with Naruto, and it sounds a lot better because of that. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard any comparisons, and I'm really not interested enough to look it up. But there's another thing I was going to say about. Anyway, were you going to say something?
Yes. I was thinking about dub voices again, or just voice acting. Wasn't Metal Gear 3 got some really good voices for the bosses?
Yeah, I think so.
Remember the sniper boss? I saw a video of him like, wow, I remember almost every line he has. I also remember that there was an Easter egg video in one of the releases where it's called He Still Got It, where it's just him perving on Eve, and it's fucking hysterical because there's a part where they have like the scene where like Snake is screwing her, and it cuts to his tiger rug, and it's just this old man head sticking out of there. I'll get you. Yeah.
One thing I know about Metal Gear is that the original Metal Gear Solid, they like took creative liberties with the original script that when they translated it, and that after that with Metal Gear Solid 2, they stuck more closely to the original Japanese scripts. And people point out that people who aren't Metal Gear purists, they point out how less natural the dialogue is in Metal Gear Solid 2 and on because of that.
I also really like Metal Gear voice, like Resident Evil and Metal Gear have a style to their dialogue that I really enjoy in a campy way. I'm a fan of bad movies, so you can't use me to judge a quality. But imagine if Vulcan didn't go, Kuwabara, Kuwabara. Imagine if he said, like, yo, I'm going to take this bomb from you, Snake. Also, I had to show my grandmother the Raiden scene in Metal Gear 3 where Snake puts on the mask and you get that where he grabs him by the nuts. Because my grandmother did not believe it existed because we got in the topic of things that caught you off guard and stuff. I had to show it to her. Yeah. Vulcan's a scary giant man. He will crush your balls quite literally. Yeah. But, like, the bad acting is like a layer on the cake, you know?
Well, speaking of Metal Gear, Death Stranding comes out next year. I mean, we keep bringing that up, but the reason I bring it up is I saw a trailer where Conan O'Brien is actually a character in.
Is he Conan O'Brien?
He plays a character who basically is Conan O'Brien, and he's the one who he appears as a hologram who gives Norman Reedus the otter hat, and the otter hat lets you float down a river and pretend to be an otter.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, the more I hear about this game, I am both disinterested and intrigued.
Yeah, it looks like even if it is a train wreck, then it looks like a fascinating one.
Yeah. I thought you were saying Outer Hat, and I thought like Outer Heaven? No.
Is like some of the actual dialogue is, "Hey there, Norman Reedus." Or he doesn't call him Norman Reedus, but he's like, I know what you're thinking. Is that an otter on my head, or am I just happy to see you? Well, the answer is yes and yes. It sounds like he wrote it.
I hate Conan O'Brien, but
yeah, he used to be he's a better writer than he is a comedian.
I hate watching him play games. Yeah, it's a big thing.
I mean, I used to watch Clueless Gamer when he had his interns on, but when he stopped using Aaron as his sort of comedic foil, then it just went completely downhill. I think the episode where I just gave up was the Cuphead episode, where he invites what's her name, the underwear model, that model that Kara.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
What's her name? I don't know. Whatever.
Not Carrie Underwood.
No, that lady, that blonde girl with the big boobs who appeared in that one mobile game ad.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and he spent the whole skit is him. The joke is that he invited her on just to have her on a date, and they basically don't pay attention to the game at all, and it's just him pretending to be pervy on her, and it's just you don't that's not what the segment's for. It's dumb. So basically, you alienated your audience that came here to see that.
I'm glad imagine CD Projekt Red. After they leave, EA has and we're making a game called Blade Runner 2077, and here's Conan O'Brien as a hologram in your head.
Oh, that would be hell. I mean, it would probably
imagine if EA got the rights to Cyberpunk 2077 at last second.
Well, I heard that EA is going to partner up with Steam or Valve. So I think that the good side of that news is that we'll see EA games that were only available on Origin on Steam.
Origin is dead. Oh my god.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
I fucking hate Origin. I had to call over customer support so many fucking times. They're why I pirate video games. Yeah. I mean, I don't do that anymore, of course. I grew out of that. But.
Yeah. Apparently Outer Worlds, which was, I guess, is an Epic exclusive still for now. You can actually find it, though, on the Xbox Game Store and I think that is a subscription or something. And if you pay $1, you can download it. And, I mean, you can pay or whatever. I don't know the details of it, but they're saying, if you got Xbox Game Pass, then you can download it.
Yeah, to be honest, I understand why developers do the Epic trade, because... If a guy says, hey, you want, we will give you money for if you put game on store, and you go, okay, yes, sir. How much? This much. And you go, sure. I got pissed, but I understand if that makes sense.
Well, Death Stranding is actually going to be on PC, and they signed an exclusivity with Epic, but the catch that they worked around was that it's going to be exclusive on Epic for 15 minutes after it's released, and then you can play it on Steam.
Oh my god. Epic's fuck you. They want to fight.
They deserve to get fucked.
Yeah, Kojima. I picked if Reggie is the Donkey Kong of gaming icons, then Kojima is the Yoshimitsu from Soul Calibur. He's the character that pulls out weird random special moves, 15-minute exclusivity deals. God. The internet advertisers play it first on Epic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm conflicted about it. I mean, Epic is a terrible service.
It is.
The other end of that argument is, Steam has a monopoly. I don't know if that's really all that valid.
GOG. GOG.
Yeah, GOG exists.
If it's on GOG, I'll buy it on GOG.
Because like no DRM. That's a big thing that they have to offer.
Do you know that they're owned by CD Projekt?
Really?
Yeah. So that's why all the Witcher games get special, like, hey, you get the Witcher on here. I don't know why I talk like that, but yeah, but like, CD Projekt's a cool company. Like, the owners aren't gamers anymore, but they still, like, look and study games to figure out why people like them.
Yeah.
Also, in Cyberpunk, you can there's a boss in there. Can I tell my Cyberpunk update? There's a boss named Sasquatch, who is a giant angry woman, and she's got like the Arnold Schwarzenegger build from his heyday, and she fucking tries to brain you with a hammer. I hope you can use a melee weapon in Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, you probably will.
If not, at least you get those fucking like Psycho Mantis claws.
One thing I keep wondering about, I mean, like with like stuff like Fallout 4 or whatever, is like why there even is a need to use melee weapons. It's like, I mean, whenever I encounter a melee weapon enemy in Fallout, I just pull out a gun and shoot him.
Yeah, you pull the Eric Andre on him.
Yeah, there's really no reason to like use a melee weapon. So like one way you could balance it, and maybe there are some games that actually do this, is make the melee weapon enemies stronger, like harder to kill with bullets.
I think their reasoning, is like, while everyone else is shooting at you and you're focused on them, you sneak up and ambush them. You know, or maybe just like, okay, you get a shotgun, you get a shotgun, you get a shotgun, and Bill, you get a shovel with an axe on the end of it.
Like, it would make more sense if they had like shields to go with those.
That would be fucking awesome. Get a shield and shovel weapon. It's a fucking trench shovel.
There's like a trash can that's like their shield.
God.
Like, it may not be much, but it's something.
And if you open it, you can throw a mutated raccoon at them. God. You know that Raid Shadow Legends game? I decided to pick it up.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. Also, they have a fucking, like, sexy dwarf character. It's a dwarf who's literally wearing leather straps.
By the way, this podcast is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh yeah, fuck you if you put that in your opening.
Yeah, we're the only YouTube channel that is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, like,
though we may be sponsoring them in the future if we take off.
Yeah, like, fuck. Do you know who I would kill for a sponsor if I had to sponsor us? Imagine being sponsored by like Tommy Wiseau or some shit like that. and you know, just Tommy Wiseau manifests in the room, like the shadows turn into a dark mop of hair and it turns around, it's him.
I actually saw some Rule 63 art of Tommy Wiseau.
Oh God, how was it hideous?
It kind of reminds me of you know, the Bratz dolls.
Oh
like,
no!
Yeah, the face kind of looked like that.
You know what I realized, and I just realized I moved it. I apologize. Fuck, sorry.
That's fine.
But you know what I realized about Tommy Wiseau? He would look really good in the style of Samurai Jack. You know, just give him a katana, maybe.
Have you seen the animated things for Cyberpunk 2077, where they redraw Keanu Reeves in the Samurai Jack art style?
I need to now. God, does it look good?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty much very, like, 90% like Samurai Jack, yeah.
Wake the fuck up, Samurai!
Yeah. And I think it does show Samurai Jack, like, before it cuts to him. Man,
have you ever realized that Keanu Reeves has just capitalized on his meme success in the best way possible? Yeah. Oh, you know what? You're a breathtaking guy, but you're breathtaking, you know he's a fucking asshole.
Oh, right. I mean, I'm not surprised.
He's trying to monopolize on this by, like, if you even quote it, oh yeah, you should buy my merch, you should buy it. And he has copyright strike people apparently over this.
Like, I'm not really all that surprised.
He's taken, you're breathtaking. Yeah, you know, it's a really interesting thing. Have you realized that there's like a genre of people who, like, I'm a serial killer, but I don't want to be a killer. Like, there's the Reanimator, the Dentist, and
Dr. Horrible's. Does that count?
Yeah, I'd say it is.
There's some movies that I've been meaning, like Dr. Horrible is one that I've been meaning to watch.
I recommend the Reanimator because it's fucking hysterical. It has one of my favorite lines of any movie ever. It's like, cat dead, notes later. It's the only movie where killing a cat's humorous.
That and I guess Gummo, where that's more black comedy.
True. I mean, black comedy and reanimator, it's more about one and the same.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, I'm replaying The Witcher, and my favorite thing is those fucking hags. You remember those hags that are all over the trailers?
I think so.
There's a basket head one, and there's 3 of them.
Is that the dead baby? Is that one of the hags?
She's got legs hanging from her waist.
I think so.
Yeah, well, apparently they flirt with Witcher or Geralt, and it has one of my favorite lines of, I'll be your best and your last. And the look on the Witcher's face looks like he's about to vomit. God. Yeah, I don't know why I meant. Oh yeah, it's horror. It's spooky ween.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Obligatory pumpkin noise.
What does a pumpkin sound like?
Internal screaming as you carve it alive.
Yeah. I gotta send you Senor Palo. You're familiar with him?
No.
I mean, I've had his video clips in some of the episodes I've done. He's the one who did the Storytime animator parody.
Oh, him, the one that made Aaron flip his shit.
Yeah. He did one called Spooky Month, which and I think he was trying to get another animated one done before Halloween. I don't think he did though, but Spooky Month was one they did a year, maybe 2 years ago, and it's pretty funny. There's actually 2 different endings depending on whether you watch it on Newgrounds or YouTube.
Oh.
But it's pretty funny.
Is it like the Fuck Van different endings?
No.
Oh.
I don't think Fuck Fan didn't have.
Oh no, they just censored the joke.
Yeah, they censored the jokes. But in that case, the uncensored version is actually funnier. But speaking of it's a funny, irreverent style of humor that he does. So I would check out all of his stuff.
God, hey, do you like boomer humor?
Oh yeah. Like, ironically, of course.
You know what I think? I saw one funny boomer humor joke, and I need to look it up because I saved it on Reddit. My Reddit saves look like, funny meme, animal, horrifying image from cursed images I'm going to use for a horror story, boomer joke, and I'm not sure what's worse.
I think I've seen the Oberlin Library, their Facebook page, shares some boomer memes unironically about books. Where it's like, I keep swiping the cover, but there's no pages.
Oh.
So some stuff like that.
Oh, you can't help but there's old people running the library.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be too hard on them.
Here's how you detect a boomer in the room. You go, ha ha, wives, am I right?
I actually have a New Yorker book showing, I think it's from the 50s.
Yeah.
There's comics from the 50s in there. And some of them are actually, a lot of that, there's some humor like that in there, but a lot of them are still really funny.
I like Far Side Gallery when it comes to that kind of humor.
Yeah. I think by today's standards, a lot of that and old New Yorker and old Far Side comics are like kind of edgy by today's standards. Like the stuff about, I think one of the New Yorker comics in the book I have is the sideshow shows come see the half man, half woman, and it's split down the middle. Where there's a beard on one side and lipstick on the other.
Oh,
this is
you know what my favorite jokes is? I don't even remember who it was. It says the guests are beginning to trickle in. It's just a group of guys pissing in the doorway, dicks and everything. God.
Yeah, Far Side, I like the sort of surreal kind of humor and stuff that sometimes is just not even that funny, but it's just the fact that somebody put it on paper is funny. Like there's the one where shows Popeye in court. He's like, "You're an absolute monster. What do you have to say for yourself?" "I am what I am." Makes you think. Whenever I think about Popeye, it just takes me back to the when Gendy Tartakovsky was working on the Popeye movie, and he had that taken away from him. I think we talked about that before on the last episode, and how he probably channeled all of his anger into Primal.
It was replaced by the Emoji Movie, right? Was that the version of Popeye?
Yeah, the Emoji Movie. Oh. They chose that over Popeye.
Curse on their family, curse on their cow.
I think they seem to be. Hopefully, they're getting their shit together from the Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse. That was the same studio that did the Emoji Movie. Not the same writers, though, obviously.
What? I did not know that it was the exact same studio.
Sony Animation, yeah.
Wow. Well, maybe those people need to, channel that lightning.
Yeah.
do more good movies.
I mean, yeah, between that and the Joker movie, it shows that, you know, people other than Disney can do it right, and in some cases better.
Yeah, like Joker. I think Joker should maybe not start a spark of that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean...
Because do you really want to see someone try and tackle that level of depth of work when they're like, yeah, studio backing, woo!
Mm-hmm. Like if they did a Killer Croc movie, then like what kind of like genre or tone do you think it should?
Black comedy. I would like to direct it. I think there should be at least one gag of Killer Croc sitting on the subway, and there's an old lady next to him and says, "My, you have some fucked up skin." And he goes, "It's called psoriasis, lady." Or like, make it more like a movie. Make it a body positivity movie, and it's a parody of that genre. It's and the whole idea is it cuts to a film executive lying on the ground holding a bleeding stump of a wrist while Killer Croc, and it's him explaining his ideal movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Killer Croc is actually he's an intelligent character, depending on the writer, of course. Mm-hmm. But like he tends to be like just self-deprecating dude who may or may not have a Louisiana accent.
Oh, who do you see directing it?
Fuck. Brian Usna, the guy who did Reanimator. He does really sleazy horror movies, but I think that would fit the whole Killer Croc vibe.
Yeah, it would be neat to see. Like
James Gunn.
Yeah, oh yeah, that too.
That's the cliche option for a superhero movie now. You need someone to do the superhero right? James Gunn.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that reminds me, like, because I remember he was originally signed on to do a Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is still, but they made me realize that, Birds of Prey, did that come out?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Because whenever I keep hearing about it, I keep thinking that it's like a TV movie, but it's not. It's going to be in theaters.
Yeah,
right?
you're having that Ant-Man and the Wasp vibe going on.
Yeah. It's funny, like, because even, the Maleficent sequel, the movie, that's actually in theaters right now, and I didn't even realize it.
I don't understand how Maleficent can get her own movie.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that the original one with Angelina Jolie, I think, is she playing Maleficent in this new one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, the original one was okay from what I heard. This one, I haven't heard anything about. So, and then apparently, like, it dipped below, like in its, I guess, second week, it dipped below Joker, so that Joker got put back at number one.
Man, I'm glad Joker's doing so well.
Yeah, I mean, the media brought it upon themselves by giving all that free publicity.
Yeah, I like how Joker is the perfect, failure human character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean...
Would you call him a supervillain in this timeline?
Not in this version, though. He's just, like, somebody who's, fallen into... He just falls into it, really.
Imagine a Batman where instead of being this, like, super sleek guy with Alfred, he's a fucking nut job who wears an opera cape and beats the fuck out of people.
They kind of tried something like that in Batman Earth 1, where he's kind of more... They definitely play up the amateur side of him more in that one, which is interesting. The book itself is... I mean... I feel that way about a lot of superhero books. I think that if I went back and... Because I remember Superman Earth 1. I think that was the first attempt at the Earth 1 series. I don't know if you read any of those.
I'm not super familiar with them.
Yeah, Earth 1 was sort of DC's... One of DC's attempts at doing an Ultimates universe, where they just start from scratch with these characters and for like a long form series.
Do you think we'll ever get, Harley Quinn Earth 1?
Huh.
My sister's going as she has to go to work on Halloween, but we got her a Harley Quinn nurse hat. It's got the diamonds on it, and yes. You don't want that. You don't want that fucking Harley Quinn. I don't know what I'm going with.
Gone as Heath Ledger's Joker nurse.
I love that fucking thing where he just puts on the outfit. So you think he had to kill a nurse to get the outfit, right?
Yeah.
Did they show it?
No.
Oh, I do like the mental image of like he walks in there and says, "Hey, lady, you want a free purple suit?" Sure. Or he just walked in there butt ass naked, walked in there. Ooh, this fits. You want to know how I got these scars? And he's wearing a mask. What scars? Castration jokes, the highlight of comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it. Yeah.
I'm not going to touch that one.
I don't think anyone can.
But
I'm sorry.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
Oh yeah, I did watch before I got here. Your Movie Sucks. Adam. He put up a video of top movies of 2007. I actually had to watch it on his website, which he actually does own the domain yourmoviesucks.org. And anything that gets taken off of his YouTube channel, he re-uploads on his website. So the people filing the copyright claim, they have to take him to court if they actually want it taken off of his website. But yeah, I watched it on his website. Some pretty good recommendations, some of which I've actually already seen. He put There Will Be Blood at number 1, which is one that I've been meaning to watch for a while.
That's a great title. What's it about?
It's Daniel Day-Lewis plays a guy who stumbles upon an oil well, and he becomes basically a millionaire overnight, and that all that money like ends up going to his head, and he becomes this horrible capitalist guy who's basically just
Captain Capitalism.
Yeah, that's a movie where the "I drink your milkshake" scene comes from.
Oh, yeah.
I drink it up. I put my straw in your milkshake and I drink it. I drank it up.
ASMR.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But, that's probably like the most famous scene from that.
No, talking about the microphone. You do a suck noise.
Yeah. And that's spelled with 2 C's. Instead of CK, whatever.
Yeah, apparently, I had a suck joke somewhere.
He also recommended Wes Anderson movie, the Darjeeling Limited. I've been meaning to go back and watch some Wes Anderson movies. I almost said Paul W.S. Anderson. I'm like, no, not those.
What's the difference? I forgot. Wes Anderson
did the Royal Tenenbaums, The Life Aquatic with Bill Murray.
So he's a good director.
Yeah, and Paul W.S. Anderson directed Resident Evil and Underworld.
Oh, God, yeah. I get them mixed up sometimes.
But I remember watching the Royal Tenenbaums when I was like 13 and just hating it. I remember I watched it with my dad, and he was about as bored as I was. And I think it was like near the end of the film, the church scene. He just says something like, you know, if a character doesn't like shit his pants in the next 5 minutes, then this movie is a bust.
And imagine if that moment just, God, superpower idea. You're able to influence the action of a movie's characters once per film.
I think the only reason that we watched it was that there was like a boob scene in it, where like you see a woman's boobs. It's like, yeah, they show it for like a couple seconds, and it's like, yeah.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
There's a boob scene in the original Terminator where you see Linda Hamilton during the love scene with Kyle Reese.
Oh, good thing it's not a love scene for Terminator.
Yeah, good thing it's not the new movie. Hopefully you don't get to see Linda Hamilton's tits in that one.
No, I think that'd be fucking funny. Like, hey, Kyle, and you just cut to him screaming.
But yeah, like I was gonna joke on Twitter saying something like, you know, I watched Terminator 1 and 2 in preparation for not watching Terminator Dark Fate. It's like I keep hearing it's really, really, really bad.
Oh, it's out.
Yeah, it's out right now. Or no, I think it's gonna be out this weekend. There were some advanced screenings. I heard
are these like critics, or are these like?
I heard from the Critical Drinker, a YouTube channel that I watch. He's really funny. I like his reviews.
Yeah, like, is this a King of the Monsters, or is this just like
But yeah, he said it's basically as bad as it looks from the trailers, which I'm like, yeah, it's. I don't think I'm gonna have a good time watching it. Apparently, do you care about spoilers?
No.
Like in the first 5 minutes, John Connor gets killed. So like it's like 5 I mean, they digitally de-age the characters to be like, so it's like they digitally de-age Lynn Hamilton, at least, to where it's like 5 years after Terminator 2, and then they're on a beach, and an Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator just walks up and shoots Kyle Reese dead. Or no, John Connor. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Kyle Reese dies in Terminator 1, so yeah, he's the one who gets Linda Hamilton or Sarah Connor pregnant and she gives birth to John Connor in between Terminator 1 and 2.
Remember we did that joke about Terminator and Robot Chicken where...
Oh, yeah, with Inspector Gadget.
Yeah. I always think about that.
I kept thinking about that when I was watching...
I think that's the best Robot Chicken short, in my opinion.
I think so. Yeah, they actually got Cree Summer to voice Penny, and she voiced Penny in the original Inspector Gadget. I think they actually got the original Inspector Gadget to voice him in this Robot Chicken sketch, too.
You know... I don't like many of our Robot Chicken sketches, but there's a couple when they get on, spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fucking Mortal Kombat sketch where you have a guy where Smoke pulls out a guy's heart, drops it down, and golf clubs away because, characters stopped actually following the theme of their fatalities years ago.
Yeah. I feel like if I went back and rewatched some of the episodes that I watched when I was a kid, I'd probably be kind of bored.
Yeah.
There are some that I look back on that I still think are pretty funny, like the Nunchuck sketch.
I think one of my favorite ones is the parody of a Kraken in Class Titans. You better get Kraken. And they show him hanging himself.
Yeah, I mean, it works when it's like 5-second jokes.
Yeah, not like 30 seconds.
And when it's like really dumb shit, then it works best when it's like you shorten it down to like 5 seconds or 10 seconds.
Care Bear gets like chewed off.
Yeah, or there's the one with the Coca-Cola polar bear where he drinks a sip of Coke and then just projectile vomits everywhere. And the joke lasts like 5 seconds and it's perfect.
Yeah, like that's what I don't like about modern comedy films. Have you heard about the movie LaQuisha?
Yeah.
What the fuck were they thinking?
I mean, they probably wanted to stir up a controversy or something. And it's funny because nobody really cares, actually.
You ever heard the movie about British football made in the United States?
No.
Guess how much it made in worldwide? $912.
That's almost double the budget of Who Killed Captain Alex.
God.
And that still made more money than that.
Captain Alex is a fucking international treasure.
Oh yeah, apparently their new movie is out right now. I can't remember what it's called, but apparently it was actually at the Cannes Film Festival, and they had how they had the video Joker doing the commentary?
They had one there.
Yeah, they like live doing the commentary.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs. I want that dude, like, if we ever somehow get the money, I want him to just, like, dub over every film group movie film ever.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just, oh no, evil white-haired lady appeared again.
This man is screaming because he is out of porno.
God.
Yeah.
National treasures.
Yeah, you think about doing films again?
I like to.
Yeah, I know that Ken wants to do films again, so I'm up for it.
Yeah.
I guess that we can segue from that into the creative process.
Do you like a funky sound effect? For NanoDrama, I finally decided what's happened. I realized Dunwall's is gonna, the Walmart from hell will be the story I have to run with. Mm-hmm. I decided I want to focus on that. Try and actually, build a coherent narrative with thoughtful intent. And more importantly, metaphorical symbolism.
Do you have an outline?
Kind of. I have a basic idea of how it will structure.
Yeah. I know I was working on the outline for my NanoDrama comic. Mm-hmm. Actually, like... It's probably going to be longer than a 20-page comic issue or whatever. It looks like it's going to be like 4 from what I have right now. But, yeah, mine is going to be sort of a prequel to Yesterday Kids. Mm-hmm. Working title. I think I've talked about it before on here, but
where it's about the sovereign nations.
Yeah, sovereign nations splitting from the United States. This focuses on the nation of New Bohemia, which is not... It's like at this point in the story, it's just still a resistance or counter national movement, sort of like still branded as a terrorist organization that's at this point in the story in the process of taking over Seattle, and the focus is on a small town 100 miles from Seattle, where there are these three different characters. One who is a escaped convict who is freed by like soldiers of the New Bohemian movement. This other character is a sheriff, and the last character is his niece, who sneaks out and is like caught by the military police, and that's what causes her to cross paths with the convict, and she gets roped into their movement, and everything just starts to like fall into place from there.
I see that you're more character driven than I'm tending to be of Dunwall.
Yeah, that's something that I really need to focus on with this, because getting all the political and technical stuff together is a bitch to do.
It's like you have moving pieces everywhere.
Yeah.
You have to understand where they're all at all points, almost. Dunwall is very more premise-themed horror.
Right.
It's almost like writing an r/no sleep, but with less emphasis on witty dialogue and more emphasis on monsters. My concept of a big overarching villain is an arcade machine called Namco, or basically it's a parody of both Namco and of the demon lord Mammon, because it's an anagram. Its whole idea is that it will basically lure you into these endless subworlds that you wager on, and it's sort of the idea of letting the characters explore through the past of what ifs and what could have been. While slowly feasting on their soul, because obviously it's an evil monster thing. Can't have no good evil spirit. And that's how I plan to sort of like explore characters that might not get, characters aren't like, well, you see, back in 1987, I met this lady named Joe Biden. I don't know, Joe Biden, whatever.
Joe Biden?
I almost said Joe Biden, like, what the fuck? Joe Biden had a sex reassignment surgery and later became a politician.
So he could grope women more easily.
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
A really ugly sheep.
God, he should have gotten the wolf should have gotten like a new sheep, Got one of them fancy black sheep with the antler. Well, horns, not antlers. What the fuck?
Makes me think of the Tex Avery cartoon. You know that one, the sexy sheep part.
Which one?
This is the part where the wolf like has that plunger gun, shoots the sheep, and then he pulls it back, and then there's wool. There's just like a ton of wool. Cuts back to the sheep. It's like she got like sexy legs, and it's like yeah, basically. And I saw that if you look up the video on YouTube, Beep Beep, I'm a Sheep. It sort of like did a parody song of that particular character.
I know Beep Beep, I'm a Sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's where that character comes from, is that Tex Avery short.
Tex Avery,
he's probably one of the best cartoonists of, I want to say all time, actually, comparing to, like, him and Chuck Jones worked around the same time. A lot of Looney Tunes shorts are still classics to this day. There's a reason that Cartoon Network kept airing them like well into the 90s.
I remember one time I thought...
Not just because like they didn't have any other material to fill the air with.
I was watching Looney Tunes, and I thought the character kept saying, floppy cock, floppy cock. And I didn't know what he was saying. Poppycock.
Which is still kind of dirty when you think about it.
At the same time, though, I forget who it was. I thought it was Porky Pig. God.
Have you seen the clip where he says, son of a bitch?
Yeah, I love it. Son of a. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
Son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, huh?
God.
Yeah. A lot of Looney Tunes shorts are really more for adults than kids.
Yeah. Disney was more about the punchline of the dialogue, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen any Disney shorts.
I think of the Goofy series quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, those were more slapstick than...
Yeah, but they do the ones where they have, like, the dialogue setup, basically.
Well, I think of Chip and Dale was more dialogue heavy, if I remember correctly.
I miss Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
Do you know who...
I mean, there's plenty of...
the big fat pig, or the big fat one on there? Remember the mustache?
Oh, that was... it's on the tip of my tongue.
Peter Cullen.
Okay, yeah.
He's in fucking everything.
I was trying to remember the name of the character. That was it was like the name of a cheese. I remember.
Limburg?
No, it was something with an M. No, maybe. I don't know.
I was about to say Mussolini, but no, that's not a chief.
God, this is gonna drive me crazy for the rest of the day. But anyway, yeah, like the one thing that keeps the memory of Chippendale Rescue Rangers alive is, well,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, gadgets. I remember reading this about this one crazy guy on it's Encyclopedia Germanica who drew like porn of him having sex with gadgets. And it was like realistically sized, and it's like,
oh no!
If you look up the name Ray Jones, that's the guy who did it. It was like really. I read the whole thing, and it's still burned in my brain to this day.
Oh no!
It's awful. Yeah. Not as like you can tell he's kind of a competent artist. So it makes it kind of even more disturbing than if it was like a Chris Chan type drawing.
Yeah, like Chris Chan has all the dream, none of the potential.
I know that Your Movie Sucks also just released a commentary track for The Fanatic, and that makes that like whenever I see that, I just think how I wonder if deepfake technology is at a point where you could replace John Travolta's face with Chris Chan, and you can just color correct his shirt to be like red and blue, and like make it.
Oh my fucking!
And maybe like heighten his pitch, the voice of his voice.
John Travolta could probably play a good Chris Chan if he wanted to.
You have to grow his hair out though and dye it, and maybe cut off his penis if he had to do a nude scene.
Oh, he fully went through Chris Chan?
I know he had that unclit thing.
Oh, don't ever bring it up ever again. Oh. Yeah, that unclit thing haunts my dreams. Because I read about it once, and I'm like, oh no. And you see the spoiler in the detach.
Yeah.
And you're like, do I need the look?
Do I dare? Yes.
And then you click it, and it's like H.P. Lovecraft, like tentacles come out and start slapping you in the face. Zone Tan shudders in her.
It was actually just. I think Zone Tan actually put out or Zone Sama. I have to separate those two because like Zone Tan is the character. Zone Sama or Zone, he's the guy who does the anime. He did one of Mavis from Hotel Transylvania.
Oh my.
Yeah, once in a while I'll see him do an animation or something. I think that he's more preoccupied with contract work because I know he did the art for Indivisible. Because Zone Tan actually makes an appearance in Indivisible as the potion seller.
Okay. I can approve that.
You see her like she has the merchant from Resident Evil 4 coat. And she's like, yeah, don't
stranger.
Yeah, don't mind the smell. It's like these work perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm replaying Persona 5, and I got to the hot goth doctor.
Oh yeah.
And it's like those people go like, oh. My challenge for myself is apparently you can romance every character in the game at once, and there's a special scene that I have, and I'm gonna get it. What makes it also better is like, why have one waifu when you can have them all? For some reason, I found like a Pokemon trainer with a belt full of Pokeballs. God, Persona 5 really holds up.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what they do with the Royal.
It's either gonna be a new protagonist or a new protagonist and/or side character.
Well, they already showed the new side character.
Yeah, I'm just curious if he plays a female, what changes?
Like I don't know if they'll do that actually.
I kind of hope so.
Yeah, I've seen some people speculate that they might take some of the character stuff from the anime and incorporate that into the new one. Because I think somebody pointed out Haru's reaction to her father's death is a lot more emotional in the anime than it is in the game.
The anime does some things better. Also, I just want to state this in case you're familiar with Persona 5. If you think Akechi Goro is a sympathetic character, fuck you.
Right. I actually saw a Twitter post like that saying, everybody thinks like, oh, he's a damaged soul, Bishi character.
He had the choice. He could have went like, this may be my dad, but he's a bald fucker. I don't trust him.
He has like the only point where he kind of redeems himself is like right before he dies.
Yeah, you should get his personas like Loki goes like, hey, I'm gonna join you, man.
And I just remembered like this scene at, like when they escape like the ship.
Yeah.
And like they think that Ryuji dies.
Yeah.
And Anne's reaction, like her voice actress, really sells it.
That got me like, oh, I thought he died because I thought the game has done that before. They've killed characters in parties. I'm like, oh, no, he's because I always sent him a party, even the dungeon where he does jack and shit because he's like the bro, and then he walks over.
Yeah. So what's everybody upset about? But yeah, like you can tell an actor or actress is a really good at voice actor when you hear them cry. It's like I think about like the voice actress for Zelda and like how she didn't sell it at all. But you compare her to the Japanese version, and it's like super intense. It's like sometimes it works. I mean, sometimes it's appropriate because I know that some people have pointed out that. Some people that prefer the Zelda, like the English version of Zelda, and I'm like,
I don't like her voice.
No, I actually switched to because I was playing through the Champions Ballads and switched to Japanese just for the cutscenes.
Also, obviously, best girl is Urbosa. Mm-hmm. Like Zelda's just like boring. Like, hi guys. Mm-hmm. Her real name is actually Becky. The actual daughter of Prince of the King died, so he named like some peasant girl Zelda.
Hopefully they'll improve her character in the sequel.
Maybe you'll play as her. Maybe you could do Zelda can do things Link can't.
Mm-hmm. I remember the part in Majora's Mask where you're in the puzzle room, the cafe, the purple-haired guy.
Yeah.
And I think you were able to play as him, like when you move the blocks around.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll do something like that in whatever they're going to call the Breath of the Wild sequel.
And imagine if somehow you could play as Ganon, because Ganon becomes a good guy like all the fan artists want. They have a joke of like hydrated Ganon. I just want to picture like Ganon fucking like he downs like a bottle of Deer Park, and next thing you know he's like, "Yes, I will join you."
I would actually love to see something like that in a Mario game. Actually,
like Bowser comes.
Like Bowser teams up. Like there's a villain who's like actually wants to destroy stuff, and Bowser becomes like an anti-hero who teams up with Mario and Peach.
I hope when you play as him, you can break shit. Like what you do is like you don't have him like tell Mario he's joining. You have like Mario and Luigi like, oh no, we're gonna get fucked over by this bad guy, and then you hear Beelzebub playing, and fucking Bowser comes storming through.
We've seen that in something like we've seen that in the RPGs. But.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to see it in like a 3D Mario game.
Anything more you want to talk about? Before
Not really.
Okay.
You know what I do want to just say for the PSA? If you're ever playing a Persona game, think I want to stick on to the main Persona because he's a cool design. Don't. He fucking sucks. I think that's it for me.
That's it for me too. This might be the last episode for a little bit. We might take a break for next time, depending on like how. Because I know we're both gonna be working on NanoDramo. And I want to like direct most of my energy towards that. If I'm able to get this episode edited before our next recording session, then we'll probably record another one. But we'll just have to wing it until then. But until then, I've been Tony.
I've been Zach.
This has been the Monkey Bar.
You have to play